3 different personalities. One was the INFJ, the counsellor, which was a very good match. The second one was the ISFJ, the protector, which is a very good match as well. And I have done 2 videos on each, well, 1 video on each, so I'll link those down in the description box. And the last personality type that I got was the ENFJ, the teacher, which was just a good match, not a very good match. So we will read out that one today, and that will be the last one. So I will record my screen, and you'll be able to follow along with me. So the ENFJ, or the teacher. The ENFJ personality type. ENFJs are idealist organisers, driven to implement their vision of what is best for humanity. They often act as catalysts for human growth because of their ability to see potential in other people and their charisma in persuading others to their ideas. They are focused on values and vision and are passionate about possibilities for people. ENFJs are typically energetic and driven, and often have a lot on their plates. They are tuned into the needs of others and acutely aware of human suffering. However, they also tend to be optimistic and forward-thinking, intuitively seeing opportunity for improvement. The ENFJ is ambitious, but their ambition is not self-serving. Rather, they feel personally responsible for making a world a better place. I do agree with that for me, most of it anyway. What does ENFJ stand for? It stands for extroverted, intuitive, feeling, judging. ENFJ indicates a person who is energized by the time spent with others, extroverted, who focuses on ideas and concepts rather than facts and details, intuitive, who makes decisions based on feeling and value, feeling, and who prefers to be planned and organized rather than spontaneous and flexible, judging. ENFJs are sometimes referred to as teacher personalities because of their interest in helping others develop and grow. How common is the ENFJ personality types? ENFJ is one of the less common types in the population, especially for men. Among men, ENFJ is the second rarest. ENFJs make up 3% of the population, 3% of women, and 2% of men. Famous ENFJs include Oprah Winfrey, Pope John Paul II, Margaret Mead, Ralph Nader, Abraham Maslow, Dr. Phil McGraw, and Martin Luther King Jr. ENFJ values and motivations. ENFJs are driven by a deep sense of altruism and empathy for other people. They have an intuitive sense of the emotions of others and often act as an emotional barometer for the people around them. However, their compassion not reserved for the people close to them. They are often humanitarian in nature and may feel genuine concern for the ills of the entire human race. I can relate to that. They tend to personally experience the feelings of others and feel compelled to act when they see people suffering. I agree with that. ENFJs want close, supportive connections with others and believe that cooperation is the best way to get things done. Absolutely agree. They like to be liked and are very sensitive to feedback, both positive and negative. Agree completely. They expect the best not just from themselves, but from others as well, and may find themselves disappointed when others are not as genuine in their intentions as the ENFJ. Absolutely agree. ENFJs work hard to maintain strong relationships and strive to be valuable members of their families, groups, and communities. How others see the ENFJ. ENFJs are natural teachers, often found organized organising people to take part in some educational activity. They tend to take charge of a situation and guide a group towards those activities and experiences which will help them learn and grow. They intuitively see the potential in people, and with charisma and warmth, they encourage others to pursue greater development of their strengths. They are typically dynamic and productive, and are often visibly energized when leading others to discover new knowledge. I am not necessarily agreeing with this so far. ENFJs are typically good communicators, talented at using words to connect with others. They are perceptive about people and enjoy talking about relationships. They often enjoy helping others solve personal problems and like to share their insights about people, their emotions, and their motivations. They are empathetic sometimes to the point of being over-involved and become exhausted if they are surrounded by too much negative emotion. I'd say half and half is true for me. ENFJ hobbies and interests. Popular hobbies for the ENFJ including organising social events, reading, the arts, museums, storytelling, listening to music, writing, and gourmet cooking. I pretty much love all of those things. Facts. On personality trait scale scored as active, pleasant, sociable, demanding, impatient, appreciative, and compromising. Most likely of all types to cope with stress by exercising. Most likely of all types to believe in a higher spiritual power. Not true. Ranked by psychologists as among least likely to have trouble in school. That is totally true. I was very good at school. Personal values include friendships, education and learning, creativity, and community service. Among types highest in job satisfaction, but also among most likely to report plans to leave their jobs. Commonly found in careers in religion, teaching, and the arts. So far, it's half and half with me, definitely. So let's look at strengths. Peacekeeping. ENFJs not only work to promote harmony and morale while deflecting potential conflicts, they are also deft in persuading and motivating others to get moving in the same direction. They see positive relationships as the sure path to fulfillment and are highly cooperative, promoting cohesion and even friendship within the workplace and beyond. Communication. One of the many keys to an ENFJ's success is the ability to communicate proficiently across diverse media. They have a talent for making words out of ideas, whether it is in the classroom or in a love letter. ENFJs love writing, talking, and telling stories, and their audiences are often equally as enthusiastic to receive what they have to say. As comfortable in large crowds as small groups, they like to be the centre of attention and thrive on the energy of good conversation, especially with people who are as passionate as they are. That's not true for me. Persuasiveness. ENFJs are known for their powers of persuasion and are generally effective in getting people to do what they want them to do. But ENFJs are charitable. The motive is not often manipulation or personal gain. They simply want people to do more or better because it will benefit them or help them realize some potential. I would say this is quite true, especially with certain members of my family. I'm always like, you should do this or you should do that, or let me help you do this, and I think that'll be really good for you. These personalities are likable and trustworthy, and as a result, others are generally compelled to listen to and follow them. Leadership. ENFJs have a solid social circle and are likely to be the ones planning events and finding opportunities to get people together. Their leadership skills ensure that others quickly jump on board and are excited about it. Teaching and mentoring come as easily to them as breathing and talking, making ENFJs particularly skilled in endeavours that allow them to lead, train, or educate. Their idealism helps them to very clearly and accurately see the potential in other people this is true because in terms of my ASMR channel, I always highly encourage and support smaller channels and collaborate with them at any opportunity because I see their potential and I want to help. Their intuitive nature gets the best of them and they are quite sure they have it all figured out. They may not concern themselves with the necessary and important details. I think that's quite true for me sometimes. Overcommitment. Although they thrive on being a little overwhelmed, that's true for me, ENFJs can become overcommitted because they are genuinely excited about life and all the opportunities they see before them. They want to say yes as much as they can and they want to do it all. As a result, they may later have to pull out of commitments they might have examined more carefully before jumping in, and often end up starting and stopping many times without finishing. I would say that I like to say yes to as much as possible, but I do think about it before I say yes. Struggle to make tough decisions. When making decisions, ENFJs can struggle with information that seems to lack a human element. Hard logic, impersonal reasoning, and data-based conclusions can be difficult and even undesirable. While ENFJs may be viewed as compassionate, they may also be seen as unfair since they are likely to prioritize the needs of the individual above the whole and look more readily to the exceptions than the rules. I don't agree with that for me. Too selfless. Because ENFJs prioritize people and the needs of others, they may not be properly in touch with their own needs and can struggle at times to express them if they fear that doing so may create conflict or disunity. Definitely true for me. If they have not developed a strong sense of self, they may fail to be authentic in their relationships. As ENFJs already tend towards loneliness, the sense that no one truly knows them can foment the sense of being alone and misunderstood. Sometimes I can agree with that. ENFJ growth and development. Focus on the details. Though the ENFJ reads best between the lines, there are times when the nitpicky details really do matter, and in the end, the boring, impersonal contracts just need to be read. This will be a forced response, but a necessary one. In committing to various projects, endeavours, or events, the ENFJs will benefit from a simple "let me think about it," then actually taking the time to consider the details, objectives, and time commitment before responding. I don't agree with that for me because I am a nitpicker and I will read every single line in a contract. Stick to it. ENFJs love starting projects and new endeavours, but sometimes bite off more than they can chew. I agree. Rather than looking at the project as a whole and becoming overwhelmed, breaking the work into small pieces and viewing each chunk as a distinct goal can help the ENFJ maintain enthusiasm and drive. I've started to do this. Get comfortable with conflict. Disunity, diversiveness, and conflict are not the end of the world and not something always to be avoided. ENFJs do crave amicable rather than adversarial relationships, but growth often happens in a space of tension. When the ENFJ allows himself to intentionally confront and deal with conflict, good things, even deepened relationships, may result. Live in the now. ENFJs are by nature future-oriented, and while this helps them to visualize potential, it can keep them from dealing with life in the here and now. The possibilities are so much more exciting than the present reality. While ENFJs will continue to look to the best the future has to offer, they need to put their scheduling and planning skills into practice to get going on the tasks of today so they may achieve their future goals. I would say I do plan ahead so much, like I have planned every single video I want to record up until March this year, and it's scary. I can quite easily plan a whole year's worth of videos in one sitting. It's like I need to just stop and just get on with them. Mind their bottom line. While ENFJs do derive personal satisfaction from being helpful to others, they must be serious about their own talents and the income that should come as a result. It is possible to help people make a contribution to the world and make a living wage. The ENFJ may also need to work on becoming more task-orientated and concerned with productivity. It is easy to get caught up in the relational aspects of a project or job and fail to meet the objectives and expectations. The ENFJ will have to work to keep interpersonal relations and productivity in balance. Now we go into careers. The ENFJ at work. The ENFJ motivated to organize others to implement positive change. ENFJs are enthusiastic problem solvers, especially when they can put their strong intuition about people to good use. ENFJs strive for cooperation and work best in a harmonious environment where they can support other people and encourage their growth. They often take on a mentor role, seeing their primary aim is helping other people become better at what they do. ENFJs are often attracted to leadership roles. They naturally organize people to take advantage of their unique talents. They often have a strong vision in their work and enjoy being able to use their creativity to develop innovative initiatives with a humanitarian focus. ENFJs appreciate teamwork and they want to have the organizational resources to put their ideas into action. The ideal work environment for an ENFJ is forward-thinking and people-centered, with a clear humanitarian mission and an emphasis on constructive action. The ideal job for an ENFJ allows them to develop and implement ideas that improve the circumstances and well-being of other people. Top careers. Community and social service. The first one that jumps out to me would be marriage and family therapist. Media and communication. I would say author jumps out to me first. Education. I would say school principal jumps out to me. Business management and sales. I would say flight attendant. Entertainment, arts and design. Producer. Personal care and service. I would say cosmetologist. Sciences. Archaeologist. Definitely, I wanted to be an archaeologist when I was little. Legal. Lawyer. Healthcare. I would go for maybe a dietitian or a nutritionist. Office and administrative. Executive assistant, possibly. ENFJ's careers to avoid. And it says the same thing. Carpenter. I used to be one. Military. Yeah, all of those things I just no interest in. ENFJ on a team. ENFJs are collaborative, inspirational team members who are interested in working together to implement plans for progress. ENFJ team members work from supportive relationships as their foundation. They are skilled at understanding the needs and priorities of others and talented at building consensus. ENFJs have a natural enthusiasm and tend to engage their team members in their vision. Because they are so oriented to cooperation, ENFJs can be ineffective on teams in conflict. They may become so engaged with trying to create harmony that they neglect to make an objective evaluation. I've experienced that in the past. Although they usually have a strong sense of purpose, they are more people-focused than task-focused and will prioritize the growth and development of others throughout the process. ENFJs sometimes need to refocus on the task at hand, as they can spend so much time mentoring and encourage others that they forget the team's primary goal. I don't necessarily agree with that. I do definitely encourage others and help them to achieve their goals, but I don't necessarily prioritize that over tasks. The ENFJ as a leader. In leadership positions, ENFJs are enthusiastic, supportive, and action-orientated. strong leaders with clear ideas about how to improve organizations to better serve the needs of people. ENFJs are confident in their mission, but often balance their goal orientation with a focus on interpersonal process. They seek cooperation and want others on board, in action and in spirit. ENFJs often take on a mentorship role. They like to help their employees develop as workers and as people. Although ENFJs typically enjoy leadership, they can become discouraged in environments with ongoing conflict. They have a deeper need to be appreciated and can become drained and ineffective in positions where they are not able to elicit support for their ideas and values. Most likely of all the feeling types to manage a large team. Second highest in job satisfaction of all the types. Second highest of the feeling types in average income. Least likely of feeling types to report being a stay-at-home parent. Interesting. Relationships. Kindred spirits include the counselor, the provider, the champion, and the teacher. Intriguing differences include the mastermind, the healer, the visionary, and the commander. Potential complements include the protector, the architect, the supervisor, the performer. Challenging opposites are the craftsman, the inspector, the composer, and the dynamo. ENFJs in love. In relationships, the ENFJ is helpful and enthusiastically supportive. They are motivated to understand their partners and to do what pleases them, and are sensitive to the emotions and reactions of their mates. ENFJs make great cheerleaders and will encourage their partners to develop and explore their potential. They are engaged and ready to help and look for opportunities to support their mates in their accomplishments. ENFJ partners want harmony above all else, sometimes at the expense of their own needs. Conflict is upsetting to ENFJs and they often avoid it. ENFJs are very sensitive to criticism and become highly emotional and even punishing when their feelings are hurt. That's true. However, they have a great insight about people, emotions, and motivations. They are often able to put this talent to use in resolving things. The ideal mate for an ENFJ appreciates their compassion, support, and dedication to helping others, and makes an effort to understand the ENFJ's feelings and values. ENFJs as parents. As parents, ENFJs take an active and enthusiastic role in guiding the development of their children. They enjoy teaching their children the ways of the world and set forth clear ideas of right and wrong in a warm and supportive way. ENFJs have high expectations for their children and often envision bright futures for them. They have an interest in their children's potential and want to inspire them to develop it. They can sometimes idealize their children, becoming disappointed when they don't live up to expectations. I hope I'm not going to be like that. They may take their children's misbehavior personally, feeling that they have failed to instill their own strong values. I can see I would have a problem with that. ENFJ communication style. ENFJs are warm, compassionate communicators who show enthusiasm for other people and their ideas. They want to understand what is important to others so they can take action to improve the situation for all involved. ENFJs readily give affirmation and support, making sure that people know that their ideas are valued. They are good at connecting with a variety of people and creative in coming up with solutions that accommodate others' needs. They are often natural teachers and mentors, showing others the way and helping them to improve themselves. So that is the ENFJ, the teacher. And I would say that I would agree with maybe 50% of that for me. Like some of the points I thought were very, very spot on, but the majority of it was just not my personality type. So I think it's right in that it is a good match, but not a very good match. So that is the end of the personality test quiz and the 3 personality types. Let me know if you also got one of the 3 personality types that I have read out. Please make sure you check out the other videos in the description box. So thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you have enjoyed this video series. Please do let me know what your personality type is in the description below. I'd be so interested to find out. So again, thanks for listening, guys, and I will see you soon.